Hello, freak bitches.
I've been watching some pro wrestling
I
lately.
bet you have, you fuck. He totally predicted what was going to happen with this John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah.
You knew the thing played
no
out.
doubt about it. Brock Lesnar.
You played it out long in advance, perfectly. You knew exactly how it was going to go down. And you're saying that it sets up something in the future.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They offered me a full-time writing job. I can talk about it now because I'm not getting it. I'm not doing it. But a couple months ago, they offered me a full-time job to move to Stamford, Connecticut. Yeah, after one meeting, a meeting like this that was about an hour and a half. At the end, they go, how would you feel about moving to Stamford, Connecticut for 1 year? Job with the WWE writing on the creative side. And I go, I'm going to have to think about that. And it didn't pan out because I didn't want to move to Stamford, Connecticut and work a 9 to 5, even though it's really good money and everything. But
you would have to you'd drive to L.A. or drive to New York rather than still do spots?
Yeah, which turns out it's just a 45-minute drive. But,
it's not that bad.
But the job is very grueling, the WWE thing. It's not like a TV comedy writing job. It's like I'd have to answer to Vince McMahon. Like,
well, Tony, what would you do, get stoned before writing this idea?
Do you think that's what he would say?
Probably.
What would you say to him? Well, if you want
I'd
the
say,
ideas
well,
to be
yeah,
good.
I'd say, yeah, and I was stoned when I wrote all the great ideas that you like, sir.
Well, you have a point.
You think Vince would try to get you on steroids?
He'd probably try to get me to eat beef every chance he gets.
He brought in Bryson. This is from my ranch. I shot this myself this morning.
Yeah.
Well, was it good money, like serious money?
Super serious money.
Wow.
Insanely serious money.
And you came close.
I was happy to get the offer. I took it as a victory, and I love what I do. I love what I'm doing, and it might be I'll never regret it, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think you regret it right now. I'm looking in your eyes, son.
No.
It's kind of a dream job for you.
Yeah.
Sort of, but then again, what I do is sort of a dream job, too, and giving up this dream job for that dream job would be crazy.
But you wouldn't have to give up this dream job.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's
You
a
would.
grueling, creepy job. Unfortunately, trust me, if the word on the streets was, man, writing for the WWE is the coolest, you can do anything, I would have taken it, and I would have lived in New York, and it would have been amazing. I would have traveled to Stamford 45 minutes every morning on a subway instead of living in Stamford. Yeah, it would have been amazing, and I would have had it was stupid, the amount of money.
Yeah, you don't want to live in Stamford. You know what the problem with Connecticut is? It's not really a state. I mean, It is a state, but let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. You live on a highway between Boston and New York.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is. It's like they put some houses on the side of the highway and they call it a town, but that's what's really going on. There's nothing's being done there. Nothing's being made there. What do you got? You got the Glenn Beck show and the WWE. That's your entire state economy.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some other things. I'm just fucking around. Don't get all fucking all Stanford-y on me. Don't get like all attached and proud of Connecticut. Connecticut pride. We got to fucking email Joe. Connecticut pride. Connecticut sucks. You know it sucks, and I know it sucks. There's some great houses there, some nice neighborhoods.
Crazy neighborhoods.
My friend Tommy Jr., one of my best friends, lives in Connecticut. He tells me it sucks. I trust him. It's not a good spot. When I used to drive there from Boston to New York, I would always think, like, why are people stopping here?
Yeah. WWE.
But a lot of people, like, David Letterman lived in Connecticut and drove into the city to do his show. That's how he did it.
Yeah, but he's like reclusive, He likes he needs to be away from everybody. He's weird like that.
And you're not. You Mr. Outgoing. You'd be in that city, partying it up at night.
Yeah.
Doing a little blow in the morning to pep you up right before class.
Yeah, for sure. You know me.
Show up on the campus. Give Vince the paperwork that you wrote on the plane over there.
Yeah.
Tony, this storyline makes 0 sense.
What kind of storylines were you planning? I know you did. I know you thought about it.
Absolutely.
In your head.
Absolutely. I wrote a great storyline where, Brock Lesnar in this past WrestleMania, he beat The Undertaker. And The Undertaker's had a streak at WrestleMania. He never loses at WrestleMania. He was 21-0 all time at WrestleMania. 21 years he had never lost. In this match against Brock Lesnar, it was sort of set up so everybody just assumed The Undertaker would win. And then in a stunning move, Brock, towards the end of it, ends up beating The Undertaker for the 3 count. You want to see something funny, look that up. Reaction shots of the audience.
No, don't do that.
Okay. But this audience was stunned. People just like,
you know what else could stun that audience? A fucking simple card trick.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about?
Listen,
Mountain Dew Code Red.
dude, you're fucking being silly as shit.
Okay.
It's all planned out. It's obvious.
It's not obvious. It's definitely not. If it's planned out, why would it be
You told me
obvious?
what was going to happen.
I know what's going to happen. That's me, Joe. That's not That's not the arenas. Not everybody in the arena was offered a full-time 1-year writing job with the. They don't know what's going to happen.
So you're an expert in pro wrestling, essentially.
I've watched my whole. It was sort of like my replacement for not having a dad when I was a kid. Like I would just sit there and watch these storylines and these guys do all this crazy stuff every
I'm
Saturday.
getting sad.
Well,
I'm sad now.
It was my dad
You
replacement.
totally bummed me out. Superfly Snuka was your dad.
Pretty much. Superfly was one of the biggest things. I mean, that's what I was doing off of couches in my tighty whities when I was a tiny little boy.
Bob Backlund.
I remember Bob Backlund, the creator of the cross-faced chicken wing, which is a great move, man.
How much fucking time have you invested in this? You should get paid by this. You should seriously consider taking that job.
No.
I would say no to anybody else, but you like that shit so much. You've always got those fucking books around. Like, he reads books on the business of pro wrestling. We're on a fucking plane, and I look over. There's people reading self-help books. Some folks are reading novels. Tony H is got a fucking book with the sex and politics.
Sex, Lies, and Headlocks, the true unauthorized bio of Vince McMahon.
What the fuck are you doing?
Reading awesomeness about a guy who took a joke of a show and turned it into $1 billion enterprise and wrote it all himself and is the main
You should
creator.
write a book on pro wrestling, dude. You should write a book, A Love Affair, pro wrestling. A Love Affair from Tony Hinchcliffe. I was listening to the Opie and Anthony show, which is no longer the Opie and Anthony show now. It's Opie with Jimmy Norton. I don't know. Why don't they just call it the Opie and Jimmy show? But whatever. They had this guy on, and he's an author. He wrote that Card movie with Kevin Spacey. He's written a bunch of different books. His name is Ben Mazurich, and he was talking about Russian oligarchs and about what happened, what went down in Russia during the fall of the Soviet Union, where 7 to 9 people soaked up 50% of the economy of Russia.
Yeah.
7 or 9, somewhere in that number, like no more than 10 people, literally had 50% of the Russian economy, and they were just killing each other. They would kill each other and take over their businesses. Like if you had a competitor, if you were Coke, you would send your army over to kill Pepsi, and then you would just own Pepsi too.
Wow.
It was the total, complete Wild Wild West. And I don't know if he's written a book on this or he's going to write a book on this, but fucking A, man, listen to that shit. I bet he has written a book on it. I should find out what the book is. Ben Mesrich.
It's interesting. I wonder what the direction of the economy and the trends and everything were before that exclusive group of people took that over. Because it seems like we're sort of, in a way, heading that direction with our stuff. The top whatever percent has such a crazy amount of money compared to the rest of everybody.
Yeah, well, it's close. We're pretty bad, but apparently it's nothing like Russia. Like these Russian oligarchs, they just dominated. They just figured out a way to completely dominate the entire economy of a giant country. I mean, it's listening to him talk about it was fascinating. The show is different now that Anthony's not there, but Jimmy Norton is so fucking interesting and hysterical, and and Opie's doing a great job with it too. It's still a great show. This guy Ben Mesrich was fascinating. Fuck Russia, man, it's crazy. They were talking about Putin, about what a gangster Putin had to be to come back and lead the country after he left. Like, he led the country, took off, like they imposed some sort of a term limit, came back, like, no term limit, I'm back.
Oh.
And he's back again. Like, this is the second time running the country. Like, he installed some sort of a puppet dictator or a puppet leader when he was gone, and then came back. And he's a former KGB agent. Like, what the fuck, man?
You know, there's a guy that a professional wrestler named Rusev that actually puts Putin on the Megatron, on the Titantron, every time he comes out, and really gets the crowd riled up. Oh, Mother Russia, I promise I will defeat my victim for you, and it gets the whole crowd to hate him. And then a guy comes out, and Rusev usually wins. They let the Russian guy win because it drives the crowd crazy. And then you think anything can happen after that.
What the fuck is wrong with
you? My
you?
favorite thing is to watch you respond to me talk about wrestling.
What's wrong with you? For real.
You would love it.
Something wrong with you. I wouldn't love it.
You'd be amazed. I'll bet you, though. I bet you if I showed you a statistic of UFC fans being WWE fans, I bet you'd be shocked, because before the UFC was all over everything, one of the only outlets that, and by the way, I've been with the UFC since the beginning. You know what I mean? Like watching it since the Hoist days, since Hoist and Shamrock and all that. And that's because even though it's two totally different things, UFC is obviously an extremely, crazy sport, and WWE is completely entertainment with, some injuries from time to time. It was an outlet for anybody that wanted some crazy stuff. WWE and UFC fans, I bet there's a lot. I would bet you that
I'm just going to wait until you're done talking
this
before
is
I start attacking
this is my closing statement. Here it is. I'll bet you that at least 70% of UFC fans have been or are a WWE fan at some point. 70%.
I love when people throw a statistic around where they have done zero research. Just a random number. I believe 70... I do it all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
70%, 90% a fan... No. I did... Look, it's not the goddamn same. One of them is real. One of them is people that are battling for their life in the most difficult contest in all of sports. Another one is some weird fucking jerk-off thing that strange guys do when they sit in front of the TV and pretend they don't know it's fake.
Right, it's entertainment. No, I know it's fake. Everybody knows it's fake.
You don't want to know. You shut that part of your brain off when you watch it. You're like a lizard.
I went to a meeting to take a full-time writer's job. I know it's fake.
No. Even if you wrote it, you would still be there while it happened going, I can't believe it! I can't believe it!
Who wrote this?
He beat The Undertaker! You would have your fucking script in your hand, and you'd be jumping up and down, spinning around in circles. I can't believe Brock beat The Undertaker!
Oh, yeah.
Unreal! Incredible! Worlds collide!
Oh, yeah, I never got to finish. So I wrote a thing to where Kane, The Undertaker's brother, wrestled Brock Lesnar at this WrestleMania coming up in 7 months or so, and loses, but Undertaker comes back, Tombstone pile drives Brock Lesnar, and they walk off together.
Amazing.
Swan song, they wave goodbye.
Now, when you come up with a move for a guy to win with, do you take into consideration at all the health of the person trying to attempt that move?
It's tough. You're right. Yeah, it's tough.
Because when Brock Lesnar did that shooting star press, flipped through the air and landed on his head, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Everybody's seen. Anybody who knew about Brock Lesnar was researching him. Very likely, if you were going through internet videos and stuff like that, you'd run into that video of him flipping off the top rope and landing on his head. Yeah. All 300 pounds of him landed on his head. Bang! And kept going.
Yeah. Crazy.
I don't know how the fuck he lived.
I know.
If you watch that, it looks like he's a dead man.
Yeah.
Lands on his fucking head.
Yeah. There's some stuff that just can't even... They just... Probably an inch either way, and he can't move his legs and stuff, but he survived it. Walk-in music is so powerful because you could psych out an opponent with walk-in music if it's done properly. If it's some subtle, crazy stuff,
No, you can't.
Little bit. Little bit you can.
In wrestling, you look around, what is that? Can't believe he's playing that. Is that Phil Collins? I can feel it in the air. I can feel it coming.
You think?
I can't believe this is my song. He took my song.
You don't think if you're fighting in the UFC and you come out first, you had your song. Let's say your song's like a 7 on a 1 to 10, and then lights go out and Phil Collins in the air tonight does come in. You're not a little bit like, fuck, I wish I would have picked this. God, he's already got one on me. He's already landed one blow, and that's the intro music.
You think
It's so hard to
you
look.
need to call Vince McMahon right now. You think like a fucking pro wrestling fan, and I say that with all due respect. I'm not hating on it, but you think like you take enjoyment in that stupidity.
I know I do. It's entertaining as hell.
Vince, why are you slipping? This is the man who's going to turn your organization around. And they should call you the mastermind, and they should make you a character as well.
I agree.
And you wear those gold wrestling shoes. That's your whole outfit. It's shiny gold.
I'm the mastermind. Good to be here in Vancouver. Boo. Oh, what's wrong? You don't like my plans for the future? Boo. I can feel it.
What is it about all that stuff, even though you know it's total 100% horseshit? What is it about that stuff that's appealing to you?
The entertainment. Joe, if you watched one of these things, you would see what you liked about it. And you would have a few favorites, and you would dig it.
I'd go fucking crazy, and I'd watch lions killing gazelles on television because that's real. That's what I'd do. I'd grab my laptop, and I'd be like, yeah, you watch this fake shit all day. I need real. I can't get entertained by fake.
But that's what TV shows and movies are. They're fake.
No, they're not fake.
Sports are real, and that I understand. And this is sports entertainment. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. We're not. Nobody's saying it's real.
Okay, when you watch Game of Thrones and you watch a guy get his head cut off, you know what it looks like?
Yeah.
Looks like a guy actually getting his head cut off. It looks real.
Yeah.
When I watch wrestling and I see a guy get hit and go, oh, turn to the crowd, I know that's bullshit.
Right.
It's offensive to me.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
Yeah.
And the idea,
But there's other moves that happen that are amazing.
No. They're all offensive.
Oh no!
I know they take athleticism to pull off, but they're offensive because I'm so aware. It's so in my face that this is not really happening. I can't be the guy in the gold suit holding onto the script, jumping around in place, going, "The Undertaker lost. The streak has been broken." That's what you would do. You would freak the fuck out.
I wouldn't do
around.
that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
You would if you were hired to
If
do
I
it.
had a gold suit, I would do that. But I don't have a gold suit.
I can see you doing it. Vince is fucking up. He really needs to make you a part of it.
I told Tony when immediately he should do it, and I can't believe you didn't take it, Tony, because that is like one of the biggest things for you, because you are that. That's
I was
what
trying to negotiate doing it part-time from LA. That would be awesome. That would be best for both sides because I wouldn't get burned out on it, and they would have awesome, great ideas that are hip and cool, and I would have been able to do what I wanted to do.
Hip and cool. Whenever a guy says, my ideas are hip and cool, I go, are you sure?
Well, it depends what ideas he's talking about.
Undertaker has a scarf.
But it's a hip scarf. It's a scarf with little skulls all over it, like he's a pirate.
He's drinking a frappuccino.
Oh my
Yeah!
I never saw this one coming.
Fuck yes! Undertaker has gone metro. Metrosexual Undertaker. Maybe if you changed, maybe all of a sudden Tony starts working for them and every character becomes gay.
Yeah, as cardigans.
And it turns out that there's someone who's sprinkling gay dust over all the other competitors when they're in the locker room, and he's turning. That's a plot that Tony comes up with. He turns the entire roster gay. It turns out there's an openly gay wrestler, and he has gay fairy dust.
Okay,
and he keeps it in like a leprechaun's ball sack. Like
Are you ready?
They killed a leprechaun and turned his ball sack into like this.
Are you ready for this?
Sure I am.
What if I were to tell you that there is an openly gay wrestler that blows dust in people's faces,
the fuck
and
outta
his
here.
name is Goldust?
No fucking way.
There he is, right there.
Oh my god! This is real.
Yeah, dude.
This is in the WWE.
That's Dustin Rhodes, a third-generation wrestler.
What's going on with his dick?
That's Goldust
Come on,
power,
wait a minute,
baby.
wait a minute.
You've heard of horsepower.
This
That's
is like related to Dusty Rhodes.
yeah. How did you know about Dusty Rhodes? See,
Well, I
there's some
used to be 8 when this shit made sense.
Thank you, Joe.
This guy's real? Please, I need to see more. I can't believe I invented a guy that already exists.
Yeah, you should be writing this. That's him in his entrance outfit when he takes off the wig and robe, and he psychs his opponents out. He flirts with them in the ring and shit, like blows them kisses, and they get all riled up, and then he can beat them with shit because they're like all, I'm not gay, get away from me, and he's like, oh yeah, come here, beautiful. And
Do
they're
you
like,
think that the WWE should hire Michael Sam as soon as he's done with the Dallas Cowboys? He's the openly gay NFL player.
Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently, he's not good enough to make the team. They're just bringing him for the practice squad. They need to bring that dude into WWE and actually fuck a guy on TV.
Well, him and Goldust.
Yeah, but Goldust is faking it. I could tell. Look at him. That guy's straight.
Yeah, he's super straight.
It's clear.
He's super straight.
Part of me says it's animal cruelty. The biggest part, like my gut reaction. I look at that. Should that be legal? Wow, that's kind of a fucked up thing to do. It's kind of a fucked up thing to put razor blades in the end of a chicken's foot, stick them in a cage with another chicken. They fuck each other up.
Yeah, they should just do fake chicken fighting. So you have a gay chicken come out with the blonde wig and... All right, guys, I lost you on that pitch. It's got to be real chicken fight.
I just can't believe this gold guy is real. I came up with a guy who blows dust, fairy
you know
dust
his
on
dad.
people.
You named it Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah,
and
but I didn't know that he existed.
And he's got a brother named Cody Rhodes who just made the jump to being Stardust, which is he's like another version of Goldust, except now they roll together.
So he's gay too?
No, Stardust is more like just like about the cosmos and like, whoa, I just can't believe all the magical things, you know? Yeah.
So he's high.
Yeah.
So he's like a stoner.
Stoned to the gills.
Oh, that's so funny.
Except he's just out on a, you never know.
Do you think that it's possible that Tony could get me to like pro wrestling?
Yes.
Oh, I know for a fact, dude. I know the exact matches, the videos, the moves, the everything that would interest you.
I've seen too much real.
There's some crazy submission moves that...
No. That's the last thing. Let me tell you something. That's the last thing you want to show me. That'll get me angry. I'll be like, that wouldn't work. There's
right.
no defense here. He needs to hip escape. He can get out of there. Nothing drives me crazier than like a fake submission move in a movie. Mm-hmm. That shit drives me nuts. You know, I stopped watching Dexter. Because fucking, what's his name from Third Rock? John Lithgow. John Lithgow had this chick in a rear naked choke in a bathtub, and he killed her that way. And I was like, oh my God, that's the worst fucking rear naked choke I've ever seen. That's so fake. She's not even red. I'm done. And I shut it off. I walked out of the room in disgust. And I never watched another episode of Dexter again.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't show me a fake rear naked choke, you fucks. That makes me angry. That's like... If you were watching a Jimi Hendrix biopic, not biopic, but like one of those movies where it's a fake, like an actor plays Jimi Hendrix. I guess that's a biopic, right? And some dude didn't know how to play guitar, and he's like, and you're like, no, you're not doing it. You're not doing it at all. You're not playing guitar. That's what John Lithgow's shitty fucking rear naked choke did for me.
The only reason I think you would maybe like it in the future is that you like... UFC so much and MMA and jiu-jitsu so much, and Tony gets it together with a bunch of people and watches it. A lot of them watch it as a joke, where Tony, I think, takes it a little bit too serious.
No, we all watch it as a joke.
I'm not buying this joke.
I just see and recognize what's entertaining about it, and I do like the ideology of stunning an arena of people. Sometimes that happens. It can happen.
This is
you have to look at the reactions of the people when
is a 3-hour job interview for you. This is like your audition tape. They should fucking hire you. They should figure out any way they can.
I need you to pull this up.
Where are you, Vince? Listen, take the needle out of your ass and hire this guy. You're crazy not to.
You should have seen the looks on these people's faces when Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker. Nobody thought it was going to happen.
Oh, my God. What did they do, Tony?
Imagine if on Saturday...
The fuck is wrong with you? Nobody thought it was going to happen. It was amazing. It was fake as fuck, dude.
But nobody thought it was going to happen. A lot of things are fake that nobody thought was going to happen.
Tony.
Imagine if that guy who filled in for
that shit's gay play
on Saturday and he took on Dillashaw. Imagine if in the Miracle he was able to somehow land a punch on Dillashaw and beat him. The place would have been... I mean, well, it's sort of weird because that's Sacramento and that's Dillashaw's hometown, but I'm just saying, like, in a neutral field, that would have been stunning and everybody would have known that they just witnessed history.
No, Tony, that would have been real.
Right, it would have been real, too.
It would have really happened.
Yeah,
He would have really knocked out a professional athlete, two guys who've trained to fight their entire lives.
Right.
It's real.
Right. Right, I understand that.
You're so crazy.
By the way, the stuff
You're
isn't...
trying to sell insurance here.
I'm not.
I understand where your concerns are, but let me just show you the details of our policy. You're a crazy person.
No. I'm telling you why there's millions and millions of WWE
Yeah,
fans.
and I'm telling you why maybe Hunter S. Thompson was just a couple of decades off when he was predicting the end of the world.
Those guys, I mean, it's not easy. For example, Brock was furious when Vince told him that he wanted him to beat The Undertaker that day, like in real life. Like,
I bet he was, and you were there to see it.
No, but I talked to somebody who was.
Oh, I bet he was honest with you. It's not like they lie all day, every day. Tony's going to talk to some people. Let me tell you. Well, I'll tell you what. Brock was actually mad. He was really mad. He had read the script, and he's like, this is bullshit. I'm not beating the fucking Undertaker.
Some of the guys that work on, like, the technical side for the UFC work for the WWE.
I heard Brock was crying. That's what I heard.
Brock went to the hospital with The Undertaker.
Because he cried so hard, he dehydrated himself.
After that match.
They had to give him an IV to replenish his tears.
Because he thought he killed The Undertaker from that concussion. It was bad.
Shut the fuck up.
It was bad. It was real. The concussions are real. You can't...
I don't even buy that. I don't even buy it was a real concussion.
Okay.
They probably faked a concussion.
They can't.
They've got to take the Undertaker to the hospital. He's got a boo-boo.
It wasn't even on the...
It's a real boo-boo, folks. If you don't think it's a real boo-boo, I'll show you the fucking Band-Aid on it. Are you talking to my 4-year-old?
Unbelievable.
It's like you're pitching something to my 4-year-old. Yeah, it is a boo-boo. It is a boo-boo. It needs a Band-Aid. Honey, he's not even bleeding. You don't need a Band-Aid. I want a Band-Aid. Okay. Well, Band-Aid make you feel better? We'll get you a Band-Aid. They took the Undertaker and put a Band-Aid on him. He's wearing a fucking Band-Aid. And Tony Hinchcliffe in a gold suit holding the script. I can't believe it's a real boo-boo. He's jumping up and down in circles. And Vince McMahon is standing there shaking his head. The color of purple. All fucking pent up with rage.
That's how I wrote it. Oh, so much fun. By God, it's a boo-boo. Look at the Band-Aid. It's real.
It's a real Band-Aid, ladies and gentlemen, if you doubt it. What else do you like that sucks?
Let's see. What else do I like that sucks? I guess I play fantasy football. I don't talk about that a lot.
Well, fantasy football is at least based on fucking football.
Right.
Which is a real game.
Yeah.
People are really trying, and shit really happens.
But nobody knows what's going to happen in real sports.
Oh, my God. Isn't that part of what makes it exciting, you fucking weirdo?
Same thing about the WWE.
Bullshit!
You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen.
You predicted
it. The writer knows what's going to happen.
Oh, the writer knows. It's not real. It's like a play. Do you like plays?
I know it's like a play.
Do you go to musicals?
No. I've been to one.
Wrestling is gayer than musicals. How about that?
That doesn't make sense.
Sure it does. Because dudes are hugging, they get all sweaty, they're laying on each other.
They're acting.
And it's not real.
Okay. I mean, after musicals, guys are banging. But
how do you know? I don't know if they're banging. I don't go to those things. I'm not in that world.
You've seen a musical, right?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of musicals. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, by the way, but musicals are gay. They just are.
It really is. It really is.
I mean, unless it's a humorous musical.
Yeah. Even then.
Yeah,
like,
he made someone kiss his ass, right? That's someone else, though. That's a Photoshop, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's not the real photo. Who is that guy who's kissing his ass? That's a fake guy.
What's that?
There's probably one of you out there. Just go look for it.
Right.
That's the thing about the internet, man. There's a photo of you out there somewhere. Someone's photoshopped a dick in your mouth.
Yeah.
Or you kissing an ass, or you doing something ridiculous.
Been over a Mustang.
But why did he do that as a challenger? Why did he do that? Why he pulled his pants down and made someone kiss his ass on TV?
Probably. That sounds like something he would do.
But he did. You know it. Why are you pretending you didn't watch that one?
I think that was over like 12, 13 years ago, something like that.
You weren't there yet, huh?
No, I can't remember. I can't remember.
I don't believe it. I think you're being mocked.
That may have been during the period. That may have been during the period.
He made
where
a bunch of guys kiss his ass. Look at that. This
That's
guy's
hilarious.
Weird.
It's just like fuck your brother backyard wrestling kind of gay.
Look how many people in the audience, though. That's insane.
Plus, it's been winning the Monday Night Cable Wars for over 20 years. Think about that for a second. Every Monday night it wins. Every single Monday night.
They pulled TNA, though. They pulled TNA from Spike TV.
That's Vince's competition.
What's the problem with TNA? Just not good enough?
Everything's terrible. They're completely...
It's an ass?
It's not even in the same...
No, that's what it should be, Brian, but it's not.
It's not even in the same ballpark.
What is it? Well, they used to have, like, a lot of the MMA guys would do it. Like, King Mo was in TNA, and Rampage was in TNA. It's not good?
No.
No? What's wrong with it?
Bad writing, bad everything.
Could you go over there? Maybe that's
No, I don't want to. You don't turn down the WWE and go to TNA.
Listen, you could be the fucking mogul. What if they give you a piece of the action? What if TNA said, listen, we heard you on the Joe Rogan podcast. We like the way you think about wrestling. I think this organization still has some life, and we're willing to cut you in on this. Give you 10% of the action. Own 10% of TNA.
I'm pretty sure 10% of the TNA wouldn't even get me what I would have made with the WWE.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, they just lost their TV deal.
They don't have a TV deal?
Yeah, they're done.
Well, maybe they'll get picked up by, like, Lifetime.
Vince McMahon beat Ted Turner.
What is Ted Turner? CNN?
CNN, TNT, TBS. He threw Ted Turner at open checks that he would just sign any wrestler. Back in, they were having wars on Monday nights. They'd go against each other. Vince, WWE on the USA Network, and TNT had Nitro. And Ted Turner said, "Whatever we need to do to beat Vince McMahon, I will write the check to whoever." So they bought Hulk Hogan. They bought all these.
He believes this. I was there. I was in the room.
No, I didn't say I was there.
He said he was willing to spend whatever it takes. That sounds like a plot in like a wrestling.
These are two different. No, this is where it's real. this part's real.
That's the problem. You've cried wolf through this whole podcast.
I never said it was
you
real.
Told us about Santa
you
Claus,
just keep repeating that it's not real,
Easter
and
Bunny.
I'm agreeing with you.
And now you're trying to tell us that the boogeyman's real. That's what you're doing.
I don't think wrestling's real. I said that I was going to write it.
How much did Ted Turner spend?
Millions and millions to buy the guys that were already developed from the WWF. He bought all their biggest guys.
Like who'd he buy?
Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage.
I bought the Macho.
You know Macho Man. Dusty Rhodes,
I know
whose
Macho
name
Man
you dropped.
because I'm a Slim Jim fan.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Dusty Rhodes, he bought them all. And how did it do?
They ended up winning the wars for a bunch of weeks in a row.
They did.
Yeah.
Ted Turner did.
Yeah, for like a year in a row.
Whoa.
And but then Vince bought Mike Tyson and made him ref a match at WrestleMania with Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels, and then it dominated, and the rest is history.
That's it? One move?
Yep.